Hello and welcome back to another evening in the long dark. My name is Michael Batman Guy, and today we have gotten back to our little hidey hole in the cave here on top of Timberwolf Mountain with the longest of long hauls of equipment. My goodness, carrying 55.98 kilograms. For some reason this says 0.97, so not sure which number the game is actually using. But you can see now we're feeling numb, but we're starting to warm up inside the cave here. Hypothermia risk is going down. As soon as I get some food in my belly and some water down the gullet, I should be able to rest and recover our condition. I believe I still have a cup of herbal tea. I'll definitely be taking that. The question now becomes what to do, A, with all of our stuff, and where to go from here. I think what I'd like to do is get a fire going, burn up all this reclaimed wood, and then stop relying on my lantern fuel for light. So let's pick up a few pieces of this just to start with and put that out, save on gas, and use our fire striker. And let's see, do I have any other? I've got a stick. We're going to try to use the stick to give us a better chance to get it started. I'm not really concerned about the reclaimed wood, as I've mentioned before. It's not great material. It'll do, but it's doesn't have a good percentage for starting a fire, and it doesn't last very long for the given weight. So both your cedar and fir, and even a stick, I believe, are going to be better options. So if we end up leaving those behind, I won't mind. But they are great for making a nice fire to light our way here. And I definitely want to hydrate. And I think I'm going to go ahead and why don't we crack open our last can of Pinnacle Peaches here, heat those up, have a nice hot meal for the evening. I'm tired of starving my character throughout the day. It's been a rough couple of days, and I don't really regret any of the decisions I've made, at least not in any major fashion. We probably could have gotten by eating a little bit more than we have. So let's try to do our best to stay full from now on. Well, if not full, not starving. About that. As far as which things to take when, I think we're going to want to start with the ropes and get those in place. So let me go ahead and get to my pile of gear and try to get the mountaineering rope. I think I just have the one left here, so we're definitely going to have to drop some additional things if we want to keep moving. Or we could rely on the water to compensate. I burned a stick and drank some water. Apparently that balanced out picking up the rope. But we have lots of extra clothing, tons of extra food, and plenty of tools that, once again, I don't really need on my person. So let's try to drop it down to about 50 pounds if we can. Let's see, nothing here is going to be more important than anything else, really, so we'll just drop some of the heavier items. I'd like to repair these fisherman's sweaters. They will overall be better than the thick wool sweater that we have on once they're fully repaired. Be much better, except of course for the weight. You can see they're still 1% sprint speed. But do they not weigh more? This one, well, it's 0.38 when worn. Maybe it does get heavier when I repair it. I'd really considered that. Like I thought they were usually heavier. Suppose a sweater with a few holes in it is missing some material. This wouldn't weigh as much. But we want to keep moving our things down the mountain. If I pull out my handy-dandy map here... Ah, good. Hypothermia risk is healed. That'll give us plenty of opportunity to do what we wish. All I've got is the summit so far. But as I mentioned, the cabin is going to be down towards the south, right about here where my mouse is. And we came up partially on the western side, went through the cave to the other side, and then we went up further to the secluded shelf, and the cave brought us back up to right about here. What I want to do is I'm going to take the rope down this way, because there's another little cave and by the waterfall here at the very top of the river, and that'll be a nice place to stop. Just kind of do some exploring and make a real casual way down the river, partly because we haven't been there yet, whereas we have seen this corner, and also there's another container somewhere about here that I've yet to open up. So I'd like to crack into that, see what's in there, and that'll be a good place to store my goods as I bring it down. And then I can chug a cup of coffee and easily shimmy my way back up the rope. Like that. So now that we are fully warmed, I think now would be a great time, since I do have plenty of energy on me, I'm going to go ahead and make that first trip. Right, I've got plenty of extra hacksaws on me. And if we're really efficient with this, we should be back before the fire gets out. That'll be our little timer there. And of course, a lot of this will depend on how friendly the weather is going to be. And it's looking not too bad. A little bit of snow, but not a lot of wind. It's going to be very nice. Now you might be wondering, how do I plan on getting down this rope if I'm completely encumbered? One, I did not take this into account. This is going to be a slight problem. Forgot I left an additional rope here. It's going to put us all the way up 58, which is not pleasant. We'll use our little crouch and run trick. And I have found that if I come over to this side of the rock here, we can very carefully shimmy our way down the cliff face using some of the same techniques we did to get down from the summit. I've also seen somebody else's video that there's our box. So we've got a wolf friend there, and somewhere around here are some rabbits on occasion. Maybe we'll get to spot a few on the way down. But this is a good spot to get that hit a rabbit from 25 meter with a rock achievement, if you haven't gotten that already. You can see once again we've got a nice slope there. And yes, we do risk spraining things, but honestly, nice little sprain is far better than a sudden fall. Because a fall will result in torn clothing, which can be repaired, but also a hit to the condition, which we really cannot afford at this point. So I'd like to do this when I was healthier, but once again, for the sake of time, we're gonna keep rushing ourselves. It's more exciting that way, anyway. Alright, just stay crouched. That'll naturally limit your movement speed. And I like to kind of go sideways here to once again force the character to move slowly. And I don't have any scientific evidence, but in my experience this leads to fewer sprains when running down a slope like this. Of course, use the term running rather loosely. So, times like these are a great time to take a sip of your own tea. Should always have a nice hot beverage on hand when you're playing the Long Dark. There's that beautiful waterfall. I like how it comes down and splits in two there. It's a gorgeous environment in this game. One of the reasons I love it. And the thrill of the survival experience is absolutely unmatched. And you can just see that the darker gray contrasting with the lighter kind of bluish gray of the rock. That's our little cave. We can take shelter in if necessary. And I think, yeah, we're just gonna jog down the rest of the way. Do our little crouch and run to get up to full speed. And head on over to these boxes. Now it's funny, I remember when we were tearing into our first container. Oh, look at this. Seems our wolf friend has left us 3 rabbit. It hasn't been too long. There might actually be some meat left on him. That'll be worth picking up. Nothing to harvest. Drat. Fortunately, it seems when the wolf tears in to eat the rabbit, they also, I suppose they ruin the hide there with their teeth and claw marks and such. So you can't even get a good hide off of him. Unfortunate. Really looking forward to some rabbit skin mittens. Some of the quickest and easiest animal skin items to make. But as I was saying earlier, we busted into our first container down lower on the stream. I commented that I hadn't really seen much come from breaking down the crates. And of course we found lots of great things in the plane. A little bit of first aid there. So it's really making me want to try breaking these ones down. Oh, and some more canned goods. Lots of beans. Excellent, okay. So I'm gonna, like I always do, sort by categories. And sort by weight as well. Look at that, we've got 24 pills all the same. I love it when they get the same matching condition, that way they all stack together. Otherwise, not really any different. I haven't had a problem of lower condition pills being less effective or anything like that. Now we can shove our extra clothing items into here. Save for later. I talked about on the plane how I'd like to work on repairing as much of these as possible before actually tearing them to pieces, just to get that extra skill benefit. I think we'll save maybe 1 can of beans and 1 soda the trip back. We can leave the crackers. And there's a little tiny bit of room left. The ropes I'm going to drop outside, because those we'll want to send down lower. And that's gonna... somehow we have exceeded the capacity. I have found this before. I'm not sure if it's the lantern combination of fuel, but every once in a while you're able to put a single item in there that runs over, so we've got lucky there. And got a lot of space out of that one. So back down to the tools. We'll just put all of our spare things in here, especially the lower percentage hacksaws. Couple of knives, more lantern fuel, and I'll keep the can opener since I have a can of beans that I'd like to crack into. Just about everything else I really don't need on hand at the moment. Certainly not any of the scraps or materials. And I will definitely put the feathers in there, since I won't have to pick them up one at a time outside. And yes, there's still room for the rope, but those are just so big. And how are we doing on time? I think we've got enough time that we can go ahead and start breaking down some of these things. just to see what we've got. Looks like our character is hungry, so time to crack into the pork and beans. Standing out here eating in the snow, but you notice I'm not getting any colder. Thanks to our fantastic insulation now. We got some additional wood. Now, of course, that means our fire is probably definitely out by now, so it wasted all that time breaking those down. Oh, he took out another rabbit. Now let's see if this one is good to eat. And if I had some kind of binoculars, I'd look more carefully at that rope. But I'm pretty sure that rock, that may or may not have a rope, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Instead of leaving these here doing nothing, let's bring it on over. Make this guy useful. The last rope, I believe we actually want to bring that over around to the other side of the mountain. So we might end up taking it down, back up with us. Remember, there was a container. Hello, friend. That we opened up there. We found a bunch of tools and things in there, but nothing really immediately that useful. So I left it all there. How about this rabbit? Ravaged, nothing to harvest. He's just gonna sit there and freeze. That's fine. You really have to scare these wolves off almost right away. Not if you want to get anything out of the rabbit. Just a little meat to the little guys. It's not surprising that it doesn't take wolf long to devour the whole thing.
Ah, starving.
I'm starving. Yeah, me too. You know what I could go for? Nice cup of coffee. And you know, some people pay extra for the iced coffee effect. Here we're able to get that naturally. See all the little plus there? I'm not sure that it actually truly restores any fatigue. I'm more of the opinion that it simply counters a down arrow, as it were. We have a few sticks up here. We can make a fire if necessary. But I'm just going to wait a little bit for that to restore. We don't need all of it. It's not a long rope. I like to stop and catch my breath every chance I get. Yeah, see, that'll be more than plenty. This is one of the easier climbs. Especially given how much weight we were able to shed down into that container. And of course, there won't be enough room for everything else that we have up in the cave. You know what, let me see. Can I use this little stump here to get up? Oh, I think I can. Hey! I've tried that before. Usually I'm going back and forth this way to the summit. I always took the tree branch, but that was much easier. You saw at the end of last episode my sped up footage there. I think I cranked it up all the way to 10 times speed.
Anything right now.
I still got hung up on that darn tree and its branches. I don't remember it being that difficult. Campfire burned out. That's unfortunate, and I should have picked up another stick so I'd have better fire starting chance. You see, 50%. Pretty pitiful. I don't really have any other wood here. Thing. Actually, didn't I see a piece of fur around here at one point? Oh, that's okay. We don't really need it. I'm gonna pop my bedroll down, and as the sun is going down, we're going to find. Oh, did I bring enough to eat? I think I was foolish enough to put all my food away. Now I'm not going to have many calories to rest. That may have been a big mistake there. Bandage so I can get accelerant. Got water. I didn't see it. This is what happens when you aren't thinking ahead very thoroughly. You think, oh, I'll just have the can of beans now, eat that, and I didn't save any to bring up before bed. Rifle, cargo pants. I'm pretty sure I didn't have any food down here. That was all on the last trip, and now it's all the bottom of the rope. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to rely on 250 calories from the soda and 100 calories from the herbal tea, and we're going to get as much rest as we can squeeze into there. Looks like 7 hours, which, that being all said, it's not too bad. About as much as I usually get on a typical evening. So I'll take it. Down to 11 calories, so we're about to starve here.
I'm gonna
you can see we
soon.
got all the way back up to 49%. And if we take another drink, I think we're in a good position to make another run. So, leaving the reclaimed wood, we're going to start picking up as much stuff as we can here from this pile in the darkness.
So hungry.
And just kind of wiggle the mouse around, click like a madman. I'm going to focus more over here. Newspaper, not that critical. And I will pull the lantern out, get a little bit of light.
I wonder if I can
Why
drop
leave?
this gear.
Heavy hammer, how are we doing on weight? 40? Oh, we can easily get 10 more. If you wait here long enough, eventually you'll have the weight of the item, and down on the bottom left it'll tell you how much weight you're carrying
This pack
on
is
your
getting
person.
too heavy to carry.
But why it takes so long for that display to show up, I'm not exactly sure. How are we doing now? 45. I think we can actually grab everything of use from here. Maybe? If I can... Mouse, come on. Let me take the... There we go. Got the fire striker. Fire shell. And light this up. Do we have anything else useful here? Take the charcoal while we've got it. You are really insistent on mapping. You will go through a lot of charcoal. I believe I have... It's all reclaimed wood here. Don't think there's anything else in this pile. I'm gonna take a little bit. So we're at 50 pounds. We'll leave that here for the next time, just in case. Remember how handy it was to find some firewood in those other caves when we made it, so I'll leave this here just in case we ever decide to make a return trip. And now, in this horribly blizzarded environment, we're definitely going to head straight for that waterfall cave. And I don't know that I'm even going to bother. Well, I say straight for. Actually, we should stop off at the container and pick up a bite to eat. But I don't know that I'm even going to do much crouching. That is too slow. And we are losing temperature fast. So our clothes do a great job in clear weather, but they are not nearly enough to help us fend off a blizzard. So we're going to go carefully, one step at a time. See, this is not a smooth process. Not crouching. Okay, now that we're done crunching, walk like a normal person. Make our way over the hill to... Uh-oh. Containers around here somewhere. really tough to see. Oh, I hope I'm in the right way. Barely see a little silhouette there. Ah, made it. Container. Salvation. There's our rope. Great big tree. So, pop in it. That's the wrong one. There's our peanut butter. That is an excellent nighttime drink. And I'm gonna shove a couple heavier items in here. Like the toolboxes, so we can move quickly. And it should be pretty easy to find this cave. It's further over here. We have the river to guide us. So I'm going to go kind of a diagonal direction, just to be sure I don't accidentally overshoot the cave and end up further east than I want to be. So there's a little bit of grass sticking up, marking the edge of the ice for us. And yep, we're losing condition again. All that hard work. Eric's Falls. Apparently he's the guy who came and named the waterfall. So they could pluck some cattails, but that's going to take time. And it wouldn't be nearly as filling as a jar of peanut butter. But I'm still happy with that decision. And a pit stop. Plus, I got to drop off some extra weight. Here's our little cave. We're just gonna crawl into the back here. Waterfall cave. Oh, look at this. Wow, I did not realize it was so well equipped. That's fantastic. But you know what? We're gonna save that for our way out. We're gonna clamber into the back here. It still feels like -8. That's not good, even with our warmth bonus of 16 there. It's still pretty cold in here, so I think I have to light a fire. So let's double check this equipment. Is there better firewood? There are some sticks. Okay,
I'll take
good. I'm gonna make use of those. And does it feel same temperature? No, it's worse. It's definitely worse. So I'll take your charcoal, but I'm gonna move further back, where it's just a little bit warmer. That's a whole extra 8 degrees for 20 feet, so I'll take it. So we'll just pop our fire here. Get a piece of fur, but better to use the stick. And keep working on that low durability fire striker. Should have put out my lantern. I'm wasting a little bit of lantern fuel here. But that's okay. In my opinion, we should get a little bit of a bonus because we can see what we're doing. And oh my goodness, look at the time. Been having so much fun. Completely lost track of it. I think once I get this fire started here, I'm going to have to wrap up this episode. And tune in next time to see what we do with the rest of the night. There we go. Excellent. I'll just throw some of that junk fuel on there. All look good. My name is Michael Batman Guy. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.